Logicals are another data type used in computer programs. Logicals are a little bit different from numbers and strings, and that's because logicals can only take on two possible values, either true or false. Now, sometimes we will use the value 1 to mean true and the value 0 to mean false. Logicals make it possible for us to ask and answer questions in our program. These questions are called Boolean expressions. When they're evaluated, the result will always be either true or false. As some examples, we could check and test whether a variable is equal to 5, or whether a variable is less than 3, or whether the length of our signal is greater than or equal to 10 seconds. Let's take a look at some of the basics of working with logicals. Let's look at a few basic examples of working with a logical data type. As a quick review, when we were working with numbers as a data type, we'd assign some variable here with some value 5. If we look over here in our workspace, you can see the name of the variable, the value, and even if I hover over this block, you can see that it's a double. That's a specific data type that stores numbers. Now let's create a new variable here. I'll call it B. I'm going to give it the value of true. True is a special keyword in MATLAB that's used for logicals. If I were to execute this command, create a new variable here that looks like it has the value of 1. Looking closer over here in the workspace, B, the value of 1, and we have a box with a check mark that indicates that this is a logical, a different type of data than a number. The other keyword that's used for logicals is false. So we can create another variable here called C that takes on the value of false for a logical data type. Next, let's look at how we can use logicals as part of Boolean expressions to evaluate questions and make decisions as part of a computer program. I'm going to assign a variable here, A, that has the value 5. We can use this as part of the Boolean expression to test different things. First thing we'll do is we'll test whether A is equal to 5. So here, I'm using a logical operation, the double equal sign. This is actually a test to see whether what's on the left is equal to what's on the right. This is different from using the single equal sign that we use for the assignment statement. You've got to keep those two things clear. So when I execute this command, we'll see that we get an answer of 1. Over here in our workspace, we have the logical data type. We have the value of 1, meaning that that statement is true. If we were to test whether A is equal to 3, we'd get an answer of 0, meaning that that statement is false. Besides just checking whether things are equal, we can also do things like greater than, less than, or less than or equal to. So here, let's test whether A is greater than 3. 5 is greater than 3, so we receive an answer of true. A is greater than 7. Well, that statement's false. Also, we can test whether A is greater than or equal to 3. That's true. And A is greater than or equal to 5. That's also true. The last thing that I'll show you is another operation where we can test whether something is not equal to. So in this case, we put in the tilde before the equal sign. We can test whether A is not equal to 3. This statement is actually true because A is equal to 5. But if we were to put in A not equal to 5, we would receive a value of false, meaning that this statement is not true. These kinds of logical operations or Boolean expressions are what we'll use as part of conditional statements. So now we've looked at several basic examples of working with the logical data type.